and you're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
That's right. And I just want to say before we get on to what we're going to be coming up with this time, this is our first recording since St. Patrick's Day. And I on St. Patrick's Day, I had to work, and so did you, Tiffany. But
Yeah.
For dinner that night, I had Lucky Charms, a bowl of Lucky Charms. That's what I had for dinner.
Oh, it's so on brand. I don't remember what I had.
It was just so funny because we were just making fun of it for the St. Patrick's Day episode.
Right.
That it made me just like, oh, I actually stopped by the store and bought it because I felt like having it.
You went out of your way to buy Lucky Charms for St. Patrick's Day.
Not for St. Patrick's Day. It made me like crave it.
Nice.
And I still had some on St. Patrick's Day. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to eat cereal.
Gotcha.
Because I'm an adult and I can have whatever I want for dinner.
Right.
Okay, I just want to tell that small story. You got dice?
I got them. Ooh. 94.
Ooh, very high. 94. Okay.
What you got?
Looking for riddle maker. You make riddles, we buy them. For more information, contact your local wizard association.
Okay.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Not your average quest, definitely.
Nope.
So they're looking for riddles, and they want the people to bring them their own riddles. But what if these people are not very good at making riddles, like me?
Yeah, but then how do we? Okay, okay.
I had a thought, but go for it. Go for it.
You want to say your thought first?
Well, they could send the party could go and be like, "Hey, we're not good at coming up with riddles, but we want to help. What can we do?" And the Wizard Association can be, "Oh, well, we know a place where there are a lot of riddles, but it's also deadly to go there, and we don't want to. If you go there and bring back some of the riddles you find and or solve, then we'll take that." And it's like a Sphinx's lair or something.
Okay. I had a similar thought, but it was going to be where the Wizards Association is located on Wizard, like a Wizard Tower kind of thing. And you just do each level, like they test out if you're capable of making or knowing good riddles by solving their lame riddles every floor.
Oh.
As a show test of like, oh, you're worthy of like for the job kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying
that
to
still
test
that still requires the players to make up their own riddles, but yours is like we come up with the riddles sort of, and
kind of. More like the internet will, because once again, I'm not good at coming up with riddles.
I think yours might be a better one because like it doesn't require the party to make up some, and then they would just go off an adventure. Oh, what if like the quest is to go and try to negotiate with a sphinx, because that's a D&D creature that generates and asks riddles.
I did mention that earlier.
Sorry, I was in that like mind thought of like me coming up with my lame one.
It's okay. We both agree a sphinx is definitely the place to go to find a riddle.
That's like the end goal.
Yes.
Oh, so then it could be where it's just like you have to survive the sphinx.
You have to solve the sphinx's riddles and
in order to survive.
Write them down.
But if you fail, then they just need to survive, fight to bring back whatever riddle the sphinx asked them.
Right. They just got to bring back the riddle. They didn't say they wanted the answer.
No, I think they want the answer that comes with it, though.
Probably, yes. That would be a bigger payout if you also bring back the answer.
So are we saying that's like going to a dungeon and the dungeon's just filled with riddles?
Oh, definitely. Each room is a different riddle, but also possibly a puzzle to go along with the riddle.
And you already admitted, and I'm on the same boat, I am very bad at coming up with riddles and puzzles.
Ah, yes, but we have this wonderful device called the internet.
I thought you were going to say ChatGPT.
Well, yeah, them too, yeah. That also works, because it's really good at coming up with kind of dumb, but almost genius riddles.
Okay, I will tell a small story, because I've told about like previous campaign ideas that I've had, or I've been sitting on for quite some time.
Okay.
I've had an idea to have an encounter where a party encounters a sphinx. And I've thought of the riddle that Sphinx was going to ask the party.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say that not made by me. I've heard this before. Now, I'll tell you even the source. Back when I went to college, we used to go to a trivia night every
Okay,
Tuesday
okay.
night or something like that. Um, and this was one of the riddle questions that they asked. So, Tiffany,
What's up?
if I have a bunch of rabbits standing shoulder to shoulder and they take a step back, what do I have?
A bunch of rabbits standing shoulder to shoulder, one step away from you.
Come on,
That's all I got. I think logically.
a receding hairline.
Well, you said they were rabbits, not hares.
The hare is also known as a rabbit.
There's a slight difference between your average rabbit and a
It's a
freaking
riddle.
hare. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time, but that is hilarious. I like that one.
And that was my very good, like, only obscure one that I know really well. Other than
Well,
that, I am out.
while you were leading up to that, I may have been Googling stuff. So here, I got a list of 30.
Okay, hang on.
And
Find a couple of good ones and see if I want to see if I could. Turns into a podcast where I just try to solve a
answer
couple
riddles.
riddles.
All right. And as for anyone listening to this, feel free to pause before I give the answer and try to figure it out for yourself. What can bring back the dead? Make you cry, make you laugh, make you young. Is born in an instant, yet lasts a lifetime.
Memories.
Yes, okay, fine. You're smart. You can figure out riddles. Yes, it's memories, or a memory in general. All right, let me see if I can.
Okay, I think I have another one from. I think I read this a while back. What has a head and a tail but no body?
A coin.
Wow, you actually got that one.
I have heard that one before.
I think I asked Chat GPT that one.
Nice. How about this? Never resting, never still, moving silently from hill to hill. It does not walk, run, or trot. All is cool where it is not.
The wind.
Nope. It's not that silent.
Clouds.
Nope.
Say again.
Never resting, never still, moving silently from hill to hill. It does not walk, run, or trot. All is cool where it is not. See, clouds are the
Oh,
opposite.
temperature, heat.
Not quite. What causes that? Moving silently from hill to hill.
That I don't know then.
The sun.
Oh, sunrise, sunset. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the sun. So that one's pretty good. So yeah, anyone can look up just a list of riddles and you could create like a whole labyrinth where there might be like multiple answers that are not quite right, kind of wrong, kind of like with your temperature or the wind. There could be like 3 doors to go through. One is temperature, one is the sun, one is the wind. And like not necessarily temperature, but like clouds could be the third one. And if they pick the wrong door, it's a trap or it's a fight. But if they pick the right door, they get to move on to the next room. It's like a gauntlet of riddles. Eh?
I mean, this sounds like a very much of a cop out for us not having to do the effort.
I mean, would you rather make the party come up with a riddle?
No, I'm not saying that. The problem is to do puzzles and riddles, it requires a lot of prep.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
Okay, real quick. You love giving names and all that stuff. What is the name of the wizard that gives the party this quest?
Okay, do we want to go silly or kind of cool?
Uh,
I got a kind of cool one here.
that really depends on the tone you want to set.
Good point, yeah. All right, well, I'll just try it out. Yasin.
Yasin?
Yeah. Yaseen.
That does sound
Yasin.
cool.
Right? For a male wizard. For a female sounding-ish name, actually, that could be both, possibly, but there's also Zara on here as well.
You know, I suddenly remembered one of the puzzles that
Actually, Yasin kind of makes me think of Yen said, but please continue.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm sure you and I have read like plenty of things online about like, oh, puzzles you could put in your like D&D campaign or something like that.
Oh, don't get me started on the books I have for that.
I this could be just an episode where we just talk about like things that we remember. I remember a puzzle room where it's a room full of keys. I think on the like etching up next to the door that has a lock says see as a human sees in order to see a way through.
I want it to say me at the end to rhyme.
Something like that. This
Yeah.
is based off memory. But basically the thing is, if you were in this pitch dark room, you could see everything, but because in pitch dark room, dark vision is in
Yeah.
black and white, all the keys look the same. But if you see the room as a human, which doesn't have dark vision with a torch, you would see that one of the keys are red, is red.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so the only way to see it is to see like a human, which is requiring light.
Fascinating.
And that will be the one to unlock the door.
That kind of reminds me of in the Harry Potter books, they had to get through a door that was locked and there was a bunch of keys flying around the room. And if they looked around, there is one key that was the same metal as the lock. And it also had a messed up wing because someone else had grabbed it before them. But
Yeah, I
there
think
was
I remember
also,
that in the movie.
yeah, that was in the movie. There's also a broom in the middle of the room. And the moment he grabbed the broom, all the keys started attacking him except that one.
Yeah.
So he had to catch it.
Do you want to like search on like see if chat GBT will give us anything good?
Oh, go for it. I have a list of 30 here. I'm just having fun.
Oh, well, you want to read them out loud while I'm trying to think of.
All right, how about this? I have a thundering roar and a hurried gait. I perpetually run, yet in a sole place I wait. I have an endless mouth that runs deep. I lie in a bed, but I cannot sleep.
Are you talking about a river?
Yeah, the last one really gave it away, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it kind of I got river vibes, and then the bed one is solidified it. Oh, well, no, this is more of a puzzle trap room where it's like I remember reading one where it's just like there's this long hallway that's a dead end, and if the party goes up to it, it will then like just be a dead end. But if they turned around to where they came, there's suddenly a wall in front of them.
Oh,
In which, if they ever look back at the dead end spot, they'll suddenly see writing on the wall that says, "Focus on me to make the way back to where you came from." And the trick of it is they're supposed to look at that end wall and walk backwards until they're out.
fascinating.
But yeah, these are just like puzzle rooms.
I feel like this one's gonna lead to a
these
generic
wiz-
dungeon crawl.
these wizards
And
want riddles though.
yeah, and they want the riddles, and either if the party is good coming up with riddles, they can deliver some and get, decent payout for riddles, or they can go traverse the Sphinx's lair and collect the riddles there. That rhymed.
Oh,
And
you're in the
if they
mood.
bring back if they bring back the Sphinx's riddles, which are typically better than your average person's, one could say, because that's all the Sphinx ever does is come up with riddles, then they'll probably get paid more.
What if we make a character that's basically like the Riddler from Batman?
Oh no.
Instead of going to a Sphinx, they just like there's this like quirky, crazy guy who's obsessed with riddles.
But what if his nickname is the Sphinx?
Oh, that would be his nickname. Yes.
Yeah. So the wizards are like, well, you could go visit the Sphinx's lair,
He's
and
like
you're thinking actual Sphinx,
yeah.
but
And
in reality, it's just this crazy guy that just comes with riddles all day.
yeah, but he's like I think he has to be like a murder kind of thing where it's just like based off the Sphinx. Like he would toy with people and ask riddles and all that stuff, and which he would kill people who get things wrong.
So would the wizards actually want to send you there if you could possibly die and not bring them back any riddles?
Well, I think maybe they warned them first.
Okay. It's like, I warn you though, if you step wrong while you're here,
Or maybe
you
it's
may
like
die.
it's like a dungeon situation where it's like when they answer wrong, then traps set off.
Oh, of course,
Where
yeah.
it's just like magical like speakers, let's say sending stones for every room or something like that, you know?
Hmm.
And he's like, in this room, you must answer this riddle. And then if they get it wrong, maybe then it's like starts flying with sand or something like that. Or it'll be a time limit. But just like
Mhm.
things that could go, like if they answer incorrectly, traps will be set off and they could get hurt and all that
Like
stuff.
the walls will start closing in.
Yeah, it's like then it's like walls start closing in like Star Wars style in the junk pile thing, junk room.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it's like answer these this like answer 3 riddles by the time this closes and it'll stop and then you could go to the next room or something like that.
Yeah.
And just
Or
the dungeon
you can
master
have
just needs
one
to Google a bunch of riddles online.
you can have one that's also just a wall. And on the wall, there's writing that says, if you feed me with food, I will survive. But if you make me drink water, I will
Fire.
perish. I know. And the point of it is they're supposed to throw fire at the wall, and that will make the wall vanish and they can move on. It's like the puzzle is they actually have to hit the wall with fire. I know, that one's easy. That could be like the first one. And then over the sending stone speakers, you can hear, "Ah, I see you got my first one. They only get harder from here."
Yeah. So we just have a dungeon situation set up for the Sphinx or the Riddler kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the goal is not to kill him, just to extract and document as many riddles as possible. Maybe this is where we set up where it's just like they are willing to pay per riddle.
Okay.
And so then it's like
The more riddles you get, the
the
bigger the payout.
yes, the Sphinx, he won't kill anyone who doesn't like who gets his riddles right. He only
Right.
kills it's like that whole like, again, superhero villain kind of thing.
Right.
Just like
He
Two-Face.
wants someone who is also smart and interested in riddles that is able to answer his riddles. I got one for you.
Okay, what?
I think this one's from like old literature, even. Amongst two sisters, the first one gives birth to the other, and she further gives birth to the first. Who are they?
Are they twins?
No. Well, I mean, it says they're sisters, but
Well,
ignore the fact.
if they're twins, like, and they split as eggs, one gave birth to the other one.
Yes, and then she further gives birth to the first.
Okay, I have no idea.
It's a cycle. It's day and night.
That one's stupid. I'm
Well, that
just
one's
gonna
from
say.
Sophocles, so yeah.
But I was, I think what I was saying, I don't fully remember anymore.
Sorry.
The wizards just pay, Jensen, what's his name?
Where is it on my list? Yeah. Yasin.
Yasin.
Yensid is the name of the wizard from Disney stuff because it's Disney backwards.
Oh, that's right. Yasin pays per riddle. And so it's where the party now determines if we go into this and we answer and write down 5 of his riddles, I think you could leave at any point.
Yeah.
But then you only got 5 riddles to give to Yasin.
Right.
And so it's just like, how much is the party willing to go for more money?
Exactly. So this is go through the dungeon until you don't want to anymore
Yeah.
type of situation.
Yeah, like the Sphinx will let them go. He won't
Yeah.
kill them or anything like that
Like he'll
because they've
start
been
out with
answering
you
him.
can leave at any time, but if you continue to answer my riddles, I might give you like presents or rewards of some sort. They could also get neat stuff from it.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
think
stupid
that'd be
things,
cool.
but
That's
yeah.
like the entire Sphinx like thing is just
Or maybe he'll say something along the lines of the more reward you will receive, but what he really means is the fun of answering riddles.
Oh my god, is it like the real reward is the
Real pleasure
friendships
is
we
the
made
friendship
along
made
the
along the
way?
way. Yes.
Exactly, and we want to kill those people.
Ooh, I like this one.
Okay.
I never was, am always to be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will, and yet I am the confidence of all who live and breathe. What am I?
Okay, one more time.
I never was, am always to be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will, and yet I am the confidence of all who live and breathe. What am I?
Death?
Not quite.
Space?
Let me know when you give up.
I give up.
It's tomorrow.
God.
I never was, I'm always to be. And you can't see tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It is the
tomorrow.
confidence of all
I
who live and
love
breathe.
you tomorrow.
It's always a day away.
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, fine. I got the
Do,
end of
do
the
you
list.
want to just spend another like 20 minutes talking about like random riddles?
Well, I mean, that's the whole gist of the thing.
No,
So our
we
game
pretty
masters
much
can
have
build
it.
their own dungeon at this
Yeah.
point.
We pretty much made it.
Yeah.
The party
So-
goes to the Wizards Association,
If they have
talks
riddles
to
to give,
Yasin, and then he directs them. It's like, hey, we
you're not good
are
at coming up with
buying
riddles.
per riddle. There is this famed riddle master, the Sphinx, who is a little crazy, who loves to just invite people into his dungeon to answer his riddles or perish if they get things wrong. If you want to go in there and get as many riddles as possible, then
Side note, he's crazy.
he is crazy, but he just loves giving riddles.
Yeah, and we need those riddles.
They get
Why do
X
they
amount of riddles. They come back. They sell it to them with answers. It has to be with answers.
why do the wizards need riddles?
Okay, are we fixating on that backstory?
Well, I mean, if a player asks, "Hey, what do you guys need riddles for?"
I mean, it's a fair question.
It is a fair question. It's not every day someone goes around collecting riddles. Are they trying to make up their own dungeon? Do they have
This is the universe where
maybe they have a
the
baby
wizards
sphinx
act
they need to
like
feed riddles to?
I was gonna say this is the universe where the wizards act like the witches in the show Charmed, where they have to like rhyme.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show?
Oh, vaguely, yes.
I used to
Good
watch that a
times.
lot as a kid because my mom watched it and
Nice.
she had control over the TV.
Parents always do.
I mean, why would wizards need riddles?
Doesn't like an actual sphinx, like the mythological creature, don't they like feed on riddles? Isn't that like their sustenance?
I
In
don't
either the
know.
giving of riddles or the receiving of riddles? So
Maybe
what if they have a baby sphinx that they need to feed and they need riddles, but they have exhausted their ability to come up with more?
I think maybe it's specifically this like Wizards Association Guild kind of location
Yeah.
where maybe they view riddles as a part of like attaining knowledge of the world because wizards are
Mm,
always like that.
true.
And they're like, we understand the arcane arts and all that stuff, but then some like randomly they got a riddle and they were stumped, and they're like, we
Right.
don't know everything. We need to understand riddles as well.
Okay, so we want to study the subtle art of riddles.
To study the what is it? To study magic is to understand everything about the world. That includes riddles.
True, and wizards gotta study everything.
Yeah, it's the fixation of the desire for gaining knowledge.
Maybe it's Yassine's like final project. He's studying riddles and he needs a bunch.
This is his thesis
Yeah,
for his doctorate.
for wizard school.
Yes. Well, wizard school is just everything about wizards is wizard school.
Yeah, but this is like the very end of wizard school. Like he's already old. He's been studying for centuries.
Now, is this
Because, wizards
before or
be
the
old.
after the owls
Mm, what
or
do you
the
mean before?
newts?
Oh, no, this is after. This is like going on to get your doctorate level of wizard school here.
I was just making a Harry Potter joke.
I know, and you caught me off guard for a second there, and
I knew
I
that
know I
there was
brought it up
two
earlier.
testings. I remember that.
Yeah, I believe owls are more like your high school diploma, and then
But isn't owls like the second or third year?
oh, you're right. So that's more like I don't know, you're graduating mid school,
No,
yeah,
okay. Uh,
middle school.
I grew up in the state of Washington. We had the wassail in 10th
Oh my
grade.
gosh,
Do
I
you remember the
remember that.
wassail?
I remember the wassail. I hated
WASL,
that thing so much.
WASL, Washington Assessment of Student Learning, where we had to do like several different things.
Yeah, it was like
Hated
the
it.
SATs,
Had
but
to write an essay that was the same every year. Yeah, we had to take. I think we had to take
did
that
they
10th
did they
and
finally
12th
get rid of
grade.
those?
Did
Anyway, yeah, something along those lines.
I
But
thought
this
that's what
is
the owls
like
were.
I know this is beyond that though. This is like they've gone on, they've graduated, well, wizarding school essentially, like, high school, but they've decided to go study further and get their what's a doctorate in wizard language? I don't know.
I don't know.
The
I
wizard it.
I'm at the limit of my Harry Potter knowledge.
I that it doesn't go any further than that, I don't think.
Anyways,
But, you guys understand.
it's a
I
weird
hope.
thesis for Yasin here.
Yeah. So he's got to find as many
It's
riddles as
very
possible to
unconventional.
study so he can understand the construction of riddles.
Yes, the meaning behind the twist around the words.
So he's paying per riddle so he can study. And wizards, like, they can do so much for people that they're just freaking rich because people will pay them to, put a spell on a thing. And it's so easy for them to do
Oh, is
that
he a
they make a
trust
big
fund
deal out
kid?
of it.
Is
Oh,
he
probably.
yeah, one of those trust fund kids where it's just like
Well, where
goes
else is
to
he
the
getting all this
he
money?
goes to the progressive version of wizarding school where it's just like very freeform and very unique on their approaches.
Oh, probably.
It's like modern art.
Because the quest board thing did say name drop. Like go to the Wizard Academy
Local Wizard Association.
Association. Oh, okay. Close enough.
But yeah, that is the logic behind it. Done. Boom. Do you want to just
Okay.
talk about riddles now?
Sure. Sure.
This is the easiest one we've ever made.
I still really like it though, because just a freaking dungeon based on riddles and traps, that's always fun. It's a classic dungeon crawl, and I've actually always wanted to go through one.
There's no deviations on the room. It's just next room, just only one entrance and one exit. That's it. And
Yep,
each one
pretty
has
much.
their own riddle.
I mean, some of them could have multiple exits, but only one of them truly goes on to the next room and
No,
things like that.
I think it'll just be I think the Sphinx will be just fixated on just go to the next room, next riddle, next room, next riddle.
Okay.
And it's just like the back door is always open. Where they came in, it doesn't shut behind them. Actually, no, it shuts behind them just in case they like actually get it wrong and they'll die.
Right.
But then after
Running.
they get it right, both doors open to continue on or just head back.
Okay.
And
And
yeah.
what they don't know is it's actually the same two rooms, just recycled over and over, and
Oh
they're
my
just
god.
kind of moving one in front of the other, or they're going through a portal each
It's
time.
illusion magic.
Yeah, they're not even moving; they're just standing still.
Yeah, so it's like, oh,
It's all illusion magic. Yes.
you choose. It's like, okay, we'll head back, and you head back the door, and the first doorway you go out, you're already outside. You're like, what? We've
Yes.
been into 15 rooms.
Exactly. There's just treadmills on the floor. Oh man. Yeah, and he's just an amazing illusionist who loves riddles. That's the Sphinx.
Oh, maybe he's one of the old professors.
What if he's Yassine himself? No, because he's paying
No,
them to get the riddles.
he's Yasid's long lost father,
Ooh, yes.
who went crazy.
I have a name.
Okay, well, his real name, his code name,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like the
His
name
code
that.
name is Sphinx.
Okay, what
But
is
his real name is Hafsa.
that? Just sounds like you're speaking Parseltongue from
Yeah,
Harry
no, it's
Potter.
Hafsah. Hafsa.
Hafsa.
Hafsa. No?
Are you
Or do you
telling
want
the
that to
snake
be a
to?
riddle? Do you want it to be the answer to a riddle?
What would the riddle be?
I don't know, but the answer could be Rumpelstiltskin. No?
I don't like if you could think of a riddle that will work. Good for you. But I am not coming up with one.
Well, it doesn't have to be Hafsa. His name could be something else, which ends up being the answer to a riddle.
Okay, if you want if the game master wants to do this, they could come up with their own name in which the
Okay.
final riddle would be the answer would be their name. And after
Actually,
you
no.
complete that, then you can
The
actually
final-
see him in person. And
What
if
if the
they
final riddle is just, what is my name? And all the riddles leading up to it had a theme.
that would be putting too much thought.
I know, but it'd be
That'd
so
be
much fun.
really hard.
It would be fun, though.
Yeah, but then again, the party doesn't really have a connection to Yassine's father. They wouldn't really know that.
Of course they wouldn't know that. They don't need to know that. If there's a theme to the riddles and that theme is his name.
I was thinking if it was just a play off his name where there's a riddle that could be the answer to that, and then they finally meet him, and then they could decide, oh, you kill people and all that stuff. They kill him, and then they return to Yasin, and then give him all the riddles, and that one they gave him, and then says last name, and he's like, huh, that was my father's name. And then the party can make that connection in their head, possibly, where it's like, oh, we just killed your father.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you that. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that would be like a little bit like of a nice, just small touch that really doesn't have that much of an impact.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that works. They don't have to kill him.
No, it really depends on what party does. But then that will be something to drop, like as a small, just encapsulating like thing for this small storyline.
Yeah. You want another riddle?
Yeah, go for it.
I need no sound for a perfect pitch. My canopy is closer than forest trees. I have no stories. What I do have is a plot. I have more men even when many do not.
The ground?
Nope.
The wind?
Neither of those have a canopy.
Oh, true. Actually, no, the ground does. It's underground caves.
Okay, yeah, you're thinking too much into that.
I don't know.
It's a tent.
That's dumb. Ground is so much better.
What, I need no sound for a perfect pitch? Tent. You pitch a tent. My canopy is closer than forest trees, yeah, because it's not as tall. I have no stories. Have you ever heard of a two-story tent? But what I do have is a plot. You put it on a plot of land.
Yeah,
It
land. See,
works.
I'm right.
No, you put the tent on the land. You
uh,
ruin everything.
yes, that's why I'm here. Do you want to say some more riddles, or do you want to call it?
I'm good. I'm done. I'm done with riddles for now. This
Okay.
next one I read was just too easy.
Okay. Well, I think that was a very simple episode.
Super.
The Riddle Master himself. But if you enjoyed this, and if you put your party through this kind of torture, yeah, let's say
Manual?
possibly torture, depending on the group,
Yeah, it's torture.
let us know what happened and if they TPK'd because they couldn't answer a riddle. Let us know on Twitter at QuestBoardPod. And if you have a job posting of your own, you could send us a tweet on there as well. With that, I wish you all good night.
And happy questing.